Let go. We finna go live, everybody go live. 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 We finna go live. We finna go live. We finna go live, everybody go live. You know I'm live when I roll 3.5. You know I'm live when the rim sitting on that ride. She know she live, that little bit got some big thighs. I know you live, I ain't never got.
Hey, what's going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up? What's up? Hey, group. Don't say what's up.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back.
What up, what up, what up?
All
T
right,
is
y'all.
waving again.
The Sunny D is in the building.
Where's the broccoli?
Sunny D.
You got to explain this orange juice and broccoli, man. All right, y'all. What's going on? Happy Friday. Hope everybody is comfy. We're going to go ahead and get this shit started. What's going on, Papa Wolf? You got something to say?
Not really, not much right now. It's Fuck Your Feelings Friday, so I'm trying to figure out what's gonna piss somebody off real early in the show. Because last show, well, I'm going to address that then. Last show, we had somebody in the comments, and for all intents and purposes, it's not a direct shot, but they were in the comments, and we don't know about anybody's pre-existing situations coming into the show, so therefore we're not gonna discuss you like that. But we're gonna use that First Amendment right. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say what we want and say what we feel here. If you feel like we ashy niggas, I can assure you, you should definitely be on the show because we're more like we're ashy men. I got cocoa butter lotion, but we ashy men, and some, no. It's fine. This is one of those situations where they need to understand that men gonna say what they want to say, and it has no situation to do that we're toxic by no stretch of the imagination. Because if you know what a man looks like, you can identify one well. Because there are niggas out in the world, I'll give you that. There are dudes out here. They're homeboys. They're fuck buddies. They're everything under the sun. But what you gotta respect is a goddamn man. And on this show, our goddamn men, unless we get called out and you can prove me I'm not a man, then the code. But I guarantee you're gonna be wrong by your standards because you don't know me. But anyway, let's get the party started with Fuck Your Feelings Friday, because it's always with me, fuck your feelings. So
Unmute, T. What you say, T?
My bad, I got muted. I said, I know, right? Fuck your feelings, man. Fuck. Shit, I mean, in the day, man. I'm sorry for coming back to that topic. At the end of the day, man, we all adults, man. You know what I'm saying? If you feel a certain way about the topic that we talking about, and you know what I'm saying? Can y'all hear me? Man, you should comment on it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
my thing is, why tear
ain't got
down?
nothing to do with you. Say what?
That's my thing, T. Like, why tear us down or tear up? We're all black on here, and last time I checked, the show was Black Hand Media. So instead of giving us the points of view of which things can be better, you immediately attack the men, but you ain't said nothing about the women. I'm just saying, it's women in here too. But you said ashy men, like you.
Fuck all that. We over there. Anyway, let's get to some funny shit. All right, man. It's Friday.
Okay.
Some funny shit. All right, group. First questions of the night. What song did you sing as a child that you had no business singing?
Stroking. Mine.
Who sang it?
Papa Wolf, Clarence Carter, stroking. I mean, but guess what? Think about most childhood. Think about most households. You know what I'm saying? Stroking. You would two-stepping your ass off to it, but you would not know. As a child, I didn't understand. They was talking about having sex. You know. Hey man, who got that air? Hey, mute yourself. I take it, Johnny. Appreciate. So yeah, when you listen to Clarence Carter, you know, stroking, you didn't know that it had that good old little giddy up tune. You know what I'm saying? Doom doom doom. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't thinking about it, but you know, I've been stroking. Yeah, you know. See, there you go. See, there you go. You already know what it is. So
Clarence Carter.
see,
My version of it.
ooh, shit. You know Clarence Carter.
Mine was R. Kelly. Seems like you read it. Who was that? I was at church. I was at church. We had eating at the service and everything. I grabbed my food. You know what I'm saying? I sat down at the table and I said, "Seems like you're ready." So everybody started looking at me. Man, my mama told my ass up. I ain't know what the song meant though. Shit. I thought about this food and tear this food up. I'm hungry as hell. You know what I'm saying? But
You just ready.
yeah, she told my ass up.
Mine
I ready to eat the food.
My neck,
Yeah,
my back. Yeah. Had no business singing that as a child. I don't think I had to say what it means. I don't even have an explanation of what I thought it meant. I just knew I liked the song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Hey, you were throwing that mother one.
Throwing it in a circle.
Touchdown. He's going for two.
Where you at, Miss Witt? What was yours?
Mine was No Time by Lil Kim and Puff Daddy because I was a huge Lil Kim fan. So.
Ew.
Are you serious? Lil Kim, what? Lil Kim is the queen. Don't do that.
Bad thing I heard about Lil Kim, she had other people's semen in her guts. So
that has nothing to do with her music. Well, hold on.
Wait, did they have to pump her stomach or something because she had too much in there? Or was that Trina?
I don't know who it was, but all I know is like I didn't even know that was humanly possible. You can be a throw baby that long.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm muting myself.
That long. That was the OG throw baby boy. Queen throw baby. Queen throw baby. Yeah, so anyway, well, Mr. Reason. Well, he's not in yet. Okay, cool. Karma, are you able? What's your song, Karma?
A lot of them.
You said everything that was wrong to her. Well, I tell you, here's a deeper look into the song selection. I had Stroking. T had Seems Like You're Ready. We had Lil Kim, and there was Kaya neck and back, right? So that speaks to that speaks to that we were all hypersexual children because of the music, or the music played a deeper part into our hypersexuality.
Absolutely not. I just like the damn beat.
Exactly. I just like the music. I wasn't a hyper sex fiend or something as a kid because I liked the song.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Mine was Boosie Collins Straight Fucking. That was my jam. It was soulful.
This nigga, bro.
It was soulful. So I don't know. I wasn't supposed to be singing it, but that's what was coming out of my mouth. You know.
Hey, that was a banger. As dirty as it was a banger. Many backs was broke to that song. In the South, at least I know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what it is, baby. Yeah, you on that part,
hit that Papa Wolf.
Say what?
No, what now?
Hey, we strong, man. Hey, eyes go.
Yeah. Hey,
What is the sexy ass clap we got going?
that was his patented move. Hey, that's when you know a motherfucker was in it.
Yeah, act like this man is David Ruffin.
Hey,
shit,
man, she ain't never seen me in rare form, bro. It's understood. We ain't gonna get there. We ain't gonna get there.
We ain't getting there.
Can we have another meeting, please?
Hey, no, fuck it. Hey, when I do that, it's time to get it in, man.
All right, here's another one.
That's your fun, man.
Here's another one. Your ex sends you $4,000 on your birthday. Your current partner tells you to return it. Will you?
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
Okay. Let's get into that one. Let's get into this one. Okay, you said your ex sends you $4,000, $4,000 on your birthday. Your current partner tells you to return it. Will you? Let's dissect it. Why your ex sending you $4,000?
Because every ex isn't an enemy. Let's just be realistic. Sometimes you just know that person not it for you, and you part ways. So if me and him are still friends, and he want to bless me for my birthday, who am I to say no?
Okay, so we keeping that shit a buck, right? Okay, yeah. You said your friend blessed you with $4,000. Can I meet your friend? Cause I need $4,000 too.
It's because I'm on scholarship.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm on scholarship.
And I'm sure you ain't fucking head of the class too.
Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. It's a scholarship. He is an investor. He's investing in me, child.
In the words of Kanye, you on a swallowship. You ain't on no goddamn scholarship. You on a swallowship.
Wow.
Hey, man, shut the hell up and enjoy it, goddamn.
No, I'm just saying. If my ex, I don't know, if my ex dropped $4,000 on me, okay, thank you. Here's a Christmas card. Fuck you, still, but thank you.
Right, I understand that, but it was really vague. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say what happened after the $4,000. Like, did we go flip that $4,000? Did we invest it with each other? Did she keep the $4,000 all for herself and was like, fuck her partner? He won't know won't hurt him. Yo, I'm gonna keep this $4,000. Fuck him. Like, what happened? Like, we don't. It's too broad for me. I got questions. You think
it's too hard. You think it's too hard. If your ex sends you $4,000 on your birthday and I told you to return it, will you? I'm expecting you to say no, nigga, so we can keep that money.
I mean, first of all, the money is kept. I mean, regardless of what you say, you can say return it, motherfucker. You just talking.
Deep down, I'm gonna tell you to keep that shit.
Look, hey, she probably was a throw baby.
Who was singing Throw Babies? Who was the T?
Reason.
All right.
Okay, but Papa was too vague. And you said return it.
No, I didn't say the money. I didn't say. See, that's what I'm talking about. To get into a discussion like that, you gotta say what's going on. First of all, she got $4,000 for your birthday. Yo, man, you ain't got nothing to say about that. Unless there's some tension there. Because now if there's some unspoken tension there, then there still need to be a conversation. Just being on a real, it need to be a conversation because it's $4,000 worth of your fucking relationship. What you building? It's $4,000 worth there.
What the fuck is going on between the sheets?
See what I'm saying? Like it would raise questions? Would it raise questions for you? If your man, let's flip it. Would it raise questions to you?
Yeah, it will a little bit. I think it will a little bit. I think so. I think so. In a sense, I
Now,
mean,
if you trust her and
that
she
phone, that phone,
say,
that phone. I mean, yeah, you gonna give me 2,000? You gonna give me half of that shit or what? I mean, I don't know, man. That shit.
And
I don't know.
I'll give you a stack, but you ain't getting two.
But look, I look at it like this though, and
Shit, I say that. I ain't fucked up. I ain't
well,
fucked up.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna look into it like this. If a motherfucker tell you that that person sent you something, their intentions is to share it with you. 9 times out of 10, to let you know, because it takes a lot of trust for somebody to just up and tell you that, hey,
my
my ex sent me this. If my ex sent me this, and how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? For you to be able to voice your opinion about it, because the motherfucker don't have to tell you shit.
I mean, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's
Ain't
true.
gotta tell you nothing. And most men don't tell what motherfucker was in their pocket. I mean, me personally, I'd be like, that's how Malcolm X got shot, nigga. That's why I tell people that in my pocket. Hey, say I'm a shit, because you don't need to know. Because being a veteran, you start thinking about that shit. Like people look at you for a ham sandwich, people look at you all kinds of ways. So you gotta watch out on certain shit. All right, daddy neighbors. It's the hardest working man in show business right now, boy. Daddy neighbors.
All I'm saying is if my ex sent me 4,000, I'm keeping that shit. Ain't nothing to
Most
talk about.
definitely.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Well, I mean,
If I earned that money, hell.
see, that's what I'm saying. That whole I earn that money part to get your ass put up upside down in the motherfucking figure phone.
No. We exes for a reason. Thank you for the 4,000. Thank you for the return pay. for the hazard pay.
Yeah, because it can produce. I'm saying like money. They say money is the root of all evil, right? So when you hear a number, you tell a person like that a number, and they like fuck you. What the fuck did they say? You got kind of money for? What the fuck is any kind of money is you for? You know what I'm saying? You starting to question it, and it may play to an insecurity. Being honest, it may play to insecurity. Like somebody just sent you $4,000 out the fucking blue.
Yeah, and what if your current can't just drop 4K? He might feel some kind of way.
There you go. And as I say, it's not to say will you keep it or not, but it speaks to your insecurity. I think there was a movie a long time ago. What the fuck was it? Indecent Proposal? I think that's what it was, right? Now that's a movie that would have got you that had you question it, because it talked about loyalty. If you actually looked at it in certain ways, it talked about loyalty, right? Like what it was, I forgot. The man said, let me sleep with your wife with, I think it was $1 million. Yeah, I think it was like $1 million for let me sleep with your wife for one night for $1 million. I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to that, it's like, okay, now that tests your shit. Y'all been through the mud, y'all ain't got shit. And when I was younger me was like, that's not an indecent proposal. She better get her shit together. What the fuck you talking about? It's $1 million. Like that was younger me. It's like
that's a once a lifetime ordeal right there. You don't get those.
Right, and the younger me said that because in my rationale, it was like, okay, if she get mad with you, or you cheat and give it somebody else, guess what? She gonna get her ass away for free. You just lost $1 million. She gonna get her ass away for free on the notion of emotion. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that nigga hurt me. Fuck him. I'm gonna go find me somebody else. And boom, another nigga hitting that. And there ain't no money involved, but you just lost $1 million. So that's like the lotto. If she says she ride or die and she gonna cut for you, then at that point, there's $1 million on line. That motherfucker cut for us. Goddamn it, cut for us.
So what you're saying is you do not have an issue with your wife, the mother of your children, going to sleep with a millionaire for $1 million.
I said younger me, cause now the more mature me make you go over there, and there won't be no millionaire. He'll be a front page cover on the news. Goddamn it! So no, ain't no money gonna value what I value. there's no value to what I love. So therefore, I'm not going to allow somebody to do that type of shit. But at the same token, I said that's why I started out with the younger me. The younger me would have kicked their ass in the back into the room, make sure that money deposit. But as you mature and you learn about people and their emotions and things of that nature, and you grow, then now you realize that money gonna hurt you in the long run. In something else. Somebody says, "Shit, $1 million, I can buy my own happiness, or I can get somebody to be happy to motherfucker with that million." But you got to think, in hindsight, that shit gonna come back at you in some way. It's gonna come back at you.
Oh.
Child, $1 million, I don't know. Okay.
Well, I totally agree with him, and I mean, something that you value, you never gonna want to give up or let anybody have access to, no matter what the price is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's a very valid point. But you got a motherfucker now. You got all these songs in the world that's very influential. It's telling them
Get
that
the
you have a high.
head, get that bread, then leave.
Yeah, right. That's a prime example.
Child, these niggas toss these bitches to the wind. Go fuck them, man.
Yeah, boy, they don't
They
have no.
will quickly. Like,
But
hey, go
how do
handle
you
it.
toss something you don't own though? That's how the fuck you toss something you don't own? You don't own these women, but they run with it. So they with the bullshit just like the dude is. So she gets no pass with me because she out there with it. He's like, yo, I know you can get this nigga, you can set this motherfucker up. Yeah. Bitch, she want to be a street motherfucker so bad, not knowing not only are you devaluing your fucking self at that point, but he's showing that everybody else he got control. But it's a chess game in the mind with most fucking women that they don't get it though. But by the time they get it, they so fucked up and shattered for the real man that come in. We pass that shit on by because you so fucking deep in what you've been doing.
Well, and another thing to add to what you got, man, I feel like this: if either one of them has any reason of a doubt that that person would do it without them knowing or without them having even a say so in it, then y'all shouldn't even be together in the first place.
Now let's switch that, bro. Let's switch that on the female. Oprah Winfrey walks up on you and tells you she wants your man, and she don't care how you feel about it. But here's $2 million to make you feel better. Here's $2 million to make you feel better for your man for the night. What you doing?
I mean, personally, I don't like to share, so I really ain't gonna care.
So you gonna tell Oprah no?
Beat the F up.
So y'all gonna tell Oprah no?
I sure am. Fuck that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie and say I'm gonna tell Oprah no. I'm gonna talk it over with him, and if he with it, if he with it,
community.
I mean, like if you in a I'm not, but like say for instance, a person is in an open or a poly relationship anyways. Why deny yourself for the $2 million if y'all sleep with other people anyway?
That's
being it ain't gonna matter, but
hey, but I mean, what if they she upped from 2 million to 10 million?
Why? This Oprah we talking about. This Oprah.
What would you do then?
Hey, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm finna from 2 million to 10 million. I mean,
man, I'm finna slang this dick like a bitch swinging on a pole.
That's what
one night. Yeah, for one night. But this what I'm saying though. Does your love have a price?
Why you gotta put it on love?
Cause
it shouldn't.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that. After you fuck that person, the mental can be a fragile thing. The mental is a fragile thing. I ain't gonna say can't be. The mental is a fragile fucking thing. Every time he touch you, that's gonna come. It's gonna get in his mind, and vice versa for that woman. So in essence, you're kind of sacrificing your love for that $2 million. So it's like my answer to you.
It was 10 million. Remember, it was raised up to 10.
Okay, 10 million. So
yeah,
I mean, so we raised 10 million. So is that the price on your love? Because after that,
Nah, I mean, you can get plenty of therapy afterwards. We're rich.
Hey, I'm just gonna say for the record, I'm gonna break up with you real fast just to go ahead and make sure it ain't cheating.
And I'm okay with
So,
that.
and then I'm saying I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna come back tomorrow.
So
Let's
Ooh,
have a
your
really,
stand,
really good
so
fight.
your
genius.
so
And
your so
then
your
you
standard,
leave
so your
for
standards is sell,
the
so your standards is
night
sellable
and you come. What was that?
so your standards got a
You say
price.
standards?
Your standards
No,
got a
not
price.
particularly. Okay, I'm playing the devil's advocate here, but if I had to answer the question honestly, I would say, like, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out how we got from the ex giving me 4K to somebody offering me $10 million to sleep with my significant other
because
for a night.
because there's actually levels to shit. You know what I'm saying? To somebody in I shouldn't say that, huh? Fuck it. So like somebody in Mississippi $4,000, they like shit. I'm taking that, right? But to
But it's not to
motherfucker in the
sleep with
city,
anybody. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
gift.
well, I'm just saying that this is gifting. But you don't think $4,000 ready to question the fucking?
It also raises
I would say no matter what they want,
how
if
strong
they give me $4,000, it's mine, and I'm not doing anything with them because they're an ex for a reason.
it also takes, what I'm saying, the place of what I'm saying, like the strength of your relationship. How strong are you guys? What I'm saying, your trust and all that
Yeah, there we go.
goes into account for it too. It goes
That's what
into
I
it
was
too,
waiting on.
in my opinion. So
It comes down to
yeah,
the fucking
so
trust of it. It
yeah.
comes down to the trust getting questioned. Exactly. That's what I was waiting on. Like the
Mm-hmm.
money,
I
the
do
money
agree
is
with
the
that.
evil.
I do.
The money is the evil. It's the bait. And the
Mm-hmm.
trust factor is gonna be tested. And they tell you iron sharpens iron, and goddamn, sometimes you gotta go through the fire to goddamn to get that motherfucking jewel. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, that pressure with all that shit, it tests the trust. Like, damn, I thought you said you didn't like this motherfucker, and all of a sudden he just drops 4K on you. Fuck, that's all about. Like, it may be, but it plays some male insecurity too, and that's what I'm saying. It plays some male insecurity because, like you said earlier, Mo, your significant other Mike can't drop 4K. That motherfucker Mike can't drop 500. But guess what? It's like, he can't say nothing about that because he can't do that. But it is gonna fuck with him a little bit. I'll tell you, like, cause damn, somebody just provided 4K. Appreciate it, dude. Let's go eat a motherfucking steak on this money. But
Now,
appreciate it.
now, now, I'm gonna keep it 100 though. If he did that shit out of spite, what I'm saying, some bullshit, he finna get these hands. $4,000 if not more. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But if he did, he did shit out of y'all relationship or whatever, and y'all was good friend, he did shit. He was nice, being nice. I understand that. But
Yeah.
he did shit out of bullshit. Oh yeah.
Well, I
You know what
mean,
I'm
you know what?
saying?
Another thing that probably will raise a question too, if he's never done it before. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
So if he's never done
That's
it
true.
before, even when y'all was in a relationship, then it makes it don't make sense
Mm-hmm.
because it basically goes back to what T was saying. It's spiteful.
Right. I agree. I agree with that.
Well, we do have those kind of dudes in the world, and I gotta say dudes, man, because my mentor really hate for me to call those kind of dudes men. Like, and he's absolutely right. Like, I can't really like say that they're men based on certain shit. So it's like, again, it goes back to dissecting what really a man is, and we gonna have to hit that subject. Probably not. That probably be the next topic for our show. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna we gotta start letting women know what men look like, or because what they think it may look like they look like might not always be the motherfucking key. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it might go hit some nerves. Like, your daddy might not be a man. The current dude you might not be a man. But it's never too late for men, because men can always evolve into men. You know, guys can always evolve. Males can evolve into men. But y'all got a lot of dick holders out there. Y'all got a lot of dick holding ass niggas out there. Y'all got a lot of motherfucking low inspiration hood dudes out there, because guess what? We grew up in a time frame where y'all wanted hood dudes. I want a soldier. You not talking about no military motherfucker. I guarantee you that. They wouldn't talk about that shit. So the dude that they passed up, they thought was lame, who was really trying to grind and get it and focus, they got passed over a lot. While these hood dudes who had nothing but hard dick and hard conversation for you, that's all it was, you know. And years later, you know, you feel like you need to be loved and embraced after the motherfucker try to make sure you was on the right path or your path, so to speak, before you decide to take a U-turn or a downward turn.
Well, it's funny you mention it because now I have another question. Well, it's actually not a question. It's a statement. True or false, or however the fuck you feel about it. No man will
Nope.
give a female as many chances as a female would give a man.
Fuck out of here. Who hurt them? Like who hurt them? No man will give a female as many chances as a female would give a man. No, it's some dudes out here that takes a lot of shit. A lot of dudes.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I disagree with that whole statement because whatever you want to call it, because I'm gonna tell you like this. You also have to think about the severity of everything and how things are broadcast. More men are broadcast for cheating than women are. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's publicly known for men to cheat. That's why they always look at us as dogs. You know, most women, not all women, most women. But you know, it when it comes to the man, it's a lot of that stuff that's broadcast like that. But when it comes to the opposite sex, it's kind of like kept sheltered because, like, you know, men really don't care about, like, a lot of men don't care about making stuff public because they don't want their business out in the street like that. You know, if you get what I'm saying.
Most men are private anyway, based on, you know, this is my business. This is what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? And we not just out there talking about what we're talking about. And most of us grew up with that in our household. They're just like our mom saying, don't be out there telling our fucking business, or don't say what's in my motherfucking house. What's going on in my motherfucking house. So when you look at that aspect, we grow up as men, kind of with that same notion of this is my business, and it's really hard to even approach a man about his situation unless he on some foul shit and another man realizes it. Because after that, a man don't give a fuck what he got going on because he gonna go see the problem, right? So, for instance, Mr. Reason was and I'm not saying you are Mr. Reason, but if Mr. Reason was with his significant other or a young lady, and Mr. Reason was whooping her ass, she came to a party, and I saw the young lady's face all bruised up. Now, you got some people who gonna mind their fucking business because that's what they taught. Then you got Mr. Reason, who, you know, he's a fairly big sized guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a fairly large guy. So, you know, ain't nobody really trying to come to Mr. Reason about why the fuck his old lady look like she been snacked by a gorilla, right? So a man not gonna care. So a man gonna go see what the fuck going on with the young lady first. Let her know she can, you know, ain't gotta be in that situation whatever the case may be. Turn around and go see Mr. Reason. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna have a conversation or they gonna tear that motherfucker up. One or two. That's where it's gonna go with men. And Mr. Reason understands that. But, you know, if you got somebody say, well, my girl cheating, nobody would tell that Mr. Reason, this old lady out there cheating. He might get some extra women at him, but ain't nobody gonna tell him that his old lady out there fucking around. So that's the double
Not
I'm
not
talking
on
about.
and Papa Wolf to add on to that, ain't no man gonna go out there and broadcast that his woman is cheating. You see what I'm saying? Like it's some kind of toxicity, whatever you want to call it, or ghetto shit to it that motherfuckers go out there and broadcast that shit to try to get attention for that. You know that it. I think that's like unwanted attention, but they get it anyway because they're broadcasting that to everybody. Like they feel like everybody need to know, hey, this dude is a cheater,
Well, what you don't realize that sometimes that right there raises other people to fuck with them even more because they feel like they trying to see what's really going on.
So it's like setting the motherfucker out when you stick with that label on purpose.
Right.
So well, yeah, I understand that. I understand that totally. So I
I
mean,
mean, it has its downs
but
to it
nobody,
too.
no, well, I ain't gonna say nobody. There are some dudes. Again, I have to wrestle my mind. If you ever hear me stuttering, I have to stop myself because a motherfucker I know with a flash cross my mind and go, oh shit, he did that. So um, you do have dudes who will use the fact that I'm a good dude, I keep getting cheated on. Well, motherfucker, that speaks to what you are or who you are. If you a simp or some shit like that, because no man gonna broadcast, hey, I'm out here trying to do right by these women, got my heart broke. Yo, you simping at that point. You fucking simping at that point. You going to another woman, talk about how this other woman broke your heart is no different than a woman coming to you talking about, man, nigga, fuck me up, man, fuck that dude. He a fucked up dude. He did you like that, but you don't know that man.
Man, I was gonna tell motherfucker, get your Rob Wave having ass out of here with that bullshit.
Cause
You
dudes do
know,
that shit too, bro. Like dudes I'll be on that feminine shit. And I shouldn't say that because I don't know if motherfucker gonna be mad about that. But they get on that feminine shit and then about how women do that, it's real catty. You know what I'm saying? Women be catty with each other. But then when you catch dudes being catty like that, that says a whole nother fucking thing. Cause then, they don't be that way with a man. Again, we gotta address men again. I'm so sorry. I hope my mentor tune in soon so we can just add him on panel. Cause he
Well,
trademarking words.
well, hold on. Let me look at this. No man will give a female as many chances as a female will give a man. I don't think you men would give us women as many chances, especially because okay, for some reason, not for some reason, men just have issues with knowing if their woman is getting digged down by another dude. And I mean, would you even want her back after that?
You know what? It depends on the mature level of the person to get. Cause again, some people learn it ain't yours. It's just your turn. If that's what you want, go pursue what you want. If that's what you're about, cool. If y'all decide to stop and say, yo, man, that's what you're gonna do, it's cool. Work it out, whatever. But you can't judge people because everybody's relationship is their relationship. And like my mentor said one time, he said a nigga and a bitch will get along just fine. They both toxic as fuck, but it's what they want, and they can survive each other because they own that ignorant shit together. They ain't really gonna get no further than what they really gonna get to, you know. But they'll survive. But
well,
a man and a bitch won't work, and a nigga and a woman won't work.
I'm gonna
I
add on to that,
still
man.
agree with Miss Whitsdom, um, simply because like a man, like if he does what he do, he going about his business or whatever. Woman, she finds out, she forgives 9 times out of 10. Well, I ain't gonna say 9. I'll say maybe 7 out of 10. But a man find out his old lady done cheated, baby, she done spit on his mama. She done slapped him, called him a big. She done called him everything outside of his name, and ain't no
Well,
forgiveness nowhere in there.
I don't necessarily. I mean, I could agree to disagree because you got people like, all right, for instance, you got Will Smith on the other end. This man knew that August Alsina was dicking Jada down. He knew it. He let her, when she ventured out, he knew everything that was going on, but he still accepted her. He went through that with her. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you can't really, I can agree to disagree. I can say you can say like this: some men and some women, because you can't really just put a number on it, or you can't say one outweighs the other because you don't see it commonly when it comes to men because it's not broadcast. You see what I'm saying? And I think T trying to get back in too.
I'll
Okay.
accept that. I will. Everybody is different. I will accept that.
Yeah, because in a day in a day and age of labels where you if you think this way tomorrow you can be labeled this. You think that way tomorrow you'll be labeled something else. You know, you're labeled by your action in 2020. So it's really hard to kind of like. That's why I say you got to tread lightly because you'll fuck around. I think we made the misogynist list already, so we're misogynists. So I don't know how many other titles we're gonna get based on the shit we talk about. Um, I forgot the world became pussy because
Let it
can't be straight talk.
go, let it go.
Shut up, Wit. That just
Hey,
raw.
we'll
It's
do
like
it.
it's all about building, man. So, but let's keep moving, man. I'm just saying. I've been drinking, so let's keep it moving.
I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
Go ahead, what happened?
You're on mute, T.
Damn. There we go. Sorry
All
about that,
right.
guys. I have to do some daddy issue, do some daddy shit.
No. So okay. So,
So
but
I got
we was on topic of forgiveness, right? So we was like, chances, cause y'all. So when that speak to when a man, you said a man would not forgive you for cheating because even though he's out there doing, are y'all taught to cheat? Cause most women are taught to say no. I think y'all been all getting offered dick since y'all was alive, since y'all knew y'all had a split. You know, so y'all have practice on saying no. The average male, when his hormone kicks in, he's stuck with them shits for years until one of y'all decides to bloom and blossom like a flower.
So what you mean? Like you saying? Are you saying that um
No, I'm
the
just
free?
saying, like, no, with females, have you noticed with females, even growing up, somebody always trying to fuck with them. So it's like, whether it's right, and a lot of time it's wrong, in the wrong time because all of us are supposed to grow up innocent. That's not the real world. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of
Mhm,
us bloom early. A lot of us become sexually hypersexual, way too fucking early, right?
mhm.
So, but at the same time, fucking don't start till a woman say yes. So you know what
well,
I'm saying?
you know, you know what, Isaac, and you're right. As parents, we do it to our children like that. You know what I'm saying? We tell our daughters, we tell them no. You know what I'm saying? We teach our daughters, we program our daughters to say no all the time.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Do we
So
program
yes,
out?
but we
So yeah,
don't program our sons though,
There you
because
go.
we mostly congratulate our sons, or
right.
we push them out there and say, hey man, you don't have to be with one woman right now. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there, have fun, and when you're ready to settle down, settle down. You know what I'm saying? But is it
Yeah,
too late? You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it like. That's what we're always been leaned to, far as growing up as a society.
Isn't that a
no,
cycle we should break? Is that a cycle we should break? Cause I'm about to come at T right now about it because he got best of both worlds, right? You know what I'm saying? He got a
mhm,
son and daughter. You know,
mhm.
so you got like, okay, you don't want your daughter being touched by no woman. I mean, by
Right,
no man. Sorry.
right,
I
right.
guess in 2020 you can say a woman too, cause shit's
Yeah,
2020.
yeah.
So shit. Don't leave nobody out. So, um, but then you're like your son. I'm gonna give you a scenario with your son.
Okay.
Okay, I know what you'll do as a father if you heard somebody touch your fucking daughter. I
Mhm,
know where you gonna go in your mind.
mhm.
Okay, but let's venture out. Now your son, how is your son now?
8.
8,
Mhm,
prime age. Your son 8. You gotta go out of town. You know what I'm saying? And you need a babysitter for your son. Person you know and trust too.
mhm.
All right, you go out of town. You come back. Yeah, all right, Miss Neighbors, holler at you later. Your son say, Daddy, I'm a man. What you talk about? I had sex with the babysitter.
Hmm.
What you feeling? What you feeling as a father? What you feeling?
Well,
Cause you know it. So
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like You know what I'm saying? Because as me growing up in our time, in the 80s, 90s, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying? It was, if I would say that to my dad or my uncle or anybody, I would got a clap, a hand clap or praise, good job, son, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get going. But you know what I'm saying? So by saying that, it's based on the environment you're in. It's how you teach your kids from the jump, from the door. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts in the home. You know what I'm saying? So by saying that, we have to teach them. I got a bit, like I said, for me, excuse me. For me, for example, I got a boy and a girl. You know what I'm saying? In my home. Like most everybody in the channel probably got a boy and a girl in the household. You know what I'm saying? So I'm teaching them both the same thing, but I'm teaching them different for a male perspective and how females should act based on my beliefs and everything like that. Based on what my mom and the ladies in my family or my friends taught me. You know what I'm saying? Showed me. You know what I'm saying? So if I set boundaries for my daughter, I'm gonna set same boundaries for my son as well. You know what I'm saying? I can't. At this side, in this day and age, you can't show favoritism. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. The kids, they'll notice that like you treat him different than you treat me and all this stuff. So we have to treat them both. You know what I'm saying. That's what I do in my household. You have to treat them the same. You know they different, 2 years apart. In the day, at the rule when it comes to rules, if she fuck up and do something, if she got nobody doing, she'll get punished for it. Not necessarily ass and all that. You know what I'm saying? But if he turn around and do the same shit, he's gonna get punished for it. Same thing. Same crime, same time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I feel you on that, and I totally agree. I understand, but I'm gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
like that in the realistic limelight of everything. Say for instance, what I'm saying, your children of age, they're around the time that kids think
Mm-hmm.
about sex. You're gonna be
Yeah,
more heartbroken that your daughter lost her virginity than your son.
yeah. I
You see
understand
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
So
But okay,
I,
okay. Let's start
I,
that road.
I,
Let's start right
I,
there then. Okay, you said
okay.
that about your son, but you said you'll be more heartbroken. Why can't that be equal? Because that son got his innocence snatched too.
Right, but is this it's been programmed into
It's
us,
it's
and
a,
it's
yeah.
kind of hard. It's hard to break that. We can break that cycle, but it's
Right. That's
been
what I'm about
hard
to
to
say.
break
So,
that cycle. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
okay,
hard to break that cycle because you never want to see you want to put your children in the best position to
Right.
experience life on their own, but in the safest manner and in the best manner. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Me personally, I feel like this. I know one day that my sons and my daughter is gonna have their time, and that time is gonna. I'm just praying that the day that happens, that I am informed and I'm able to give them that talk, and we're able to sit down and talk about it after it happened. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
get their perspective, and to be totally honest, the way society is going today, I would rather it happen under my roof than out there in the world,
Mm.
because at least I know that, hey, they're in a safe environment. For one, what I'm saying, your children's not being set up, for because you think about all these incidents that happen. One girl to go to a party, and there's other girls there, and she's being set up by a group of girls to
Mm-hmm.
be raped by three or four dudes. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's a personal fear of mine, far as when it comes to my children, when it comes to my daughter and my sons. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any of that to happen to them. So, like, what I'm saying, we just try to do our best to raise our children and try to give them some type of reason, and keep them on a path to maybe they're when they experience that, they'll come back and they'll talk to you about anything that they experienced. And
Right.
you gain that trust and reassurance in them that they're making the right decision, and the things that they're doing is you know it's something that they want to do, and there's something that's in the best interest of them.
And then at the end of the day, man, you have to realize this too, man. Like as a father, man, you know what I'm saying. You gonna try to protect your kids from everything possible. Even though it's impossible to do it, because once they get grown, they go out, venture out in the world. You just hope, hope and pray that, hey, I hope I showed them everything that I can to be ready for this world. Because see, I mean, some of us didn't have the opportunity to have a father around, to show them what to do and not to do. You know what I'm saying? So experience, after doing it was our teacher. You know what I'm saying? So but now they have, they have a mother and a father that was out there in that world that dealt with it, that deal with doing certain situations. I just want you to take my advice and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Once you get grown, you grown. You know what I'm saying? I hope, I pray to God nothing happened to you. But hey, just, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing we do as parents. That's how I see it.
So let's saying that. What are some generational curses? And I want to call them just that, or some generation cycles. They call them that. Generational
Hey,
cycles that we
hey,
probably need to break.
hey, Papa Wolf. Before we go into that, can we get a woman's perspective on that as well? Because I want to hear what they have to say about that as well. Because you know what I'm saying, just this is coming from a father's perspective. I want to know what a mother's perspective is on that same topic.
Mother's perspective on, because I stepped away for a moment. So give me the cliff notes. I'm back. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Reason, because I think it was your perspective on like what you.
Well, I mean, it's based on you have you have your son and your daughter. You know what I'm saying? And basically with them, losing their virginity or taking that step into, you know, the next step into maturity, into, you know, what they call it, puberty.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's growing. Like, because, you know what I'm saying, we talk as fathers, you know what I'm saying, a father is always going to be more upset about his daughter losing her virginity than his son. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but we all try to T said we all try to protect our children from as much as possible, and try to teach them, and hopefully they have that same courage to come to us and talk to us about the experience, so that we can be all on one accord,
Mhm.
and ensure that they're safe, and things are happening, try to give them the best knowledge we can, like moving forward.
Yeah, as a mom, I'm still fresh to the mommy game, but I try not to think about that, even though I know it's something that's coming in some years. I try not to think about it. But to answer the question, it's kind of like what I said the other day. I plan to raise my child, my daughter, the best way I can, and spending time to getting to know my daughter as she grows up. Only I can really say, okay, my daughter is mature enough to handle whatever situations may come at her. Now, on the topic of virginity, yes, it scares the hell out of me. But at the same time, if I know I raised my daughter well, whether she does it or not, it's kind of out of my hands.
Mhm.
But I do plan to have that conversation with her before um, that should even cross my mind, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
it's kind of hard for me to answer that question because my child is special needs, so
Let
like
me,
she's autistic. So, but at the same time, I'm like, no one's gonna hurt my kid. But at the
yeah.
same time, I want to raise my child to be as independent as
Just
possible. So if that comes her way, she knows how to handle it.
let me add on to what. I'm sorry. Let me add on to what you said.
Hmm.
Um, like for the Virginia aspect of everything. Like, did nobody teach me about, losing virginity and none of that. I learned. I had no. My mother didn't teach me about it, and my dad wasn't around to teach me about it. So I learned in the worst place possible, in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So by saying that, my dad asked me, was I a virgin? I was 24 years old. He asked me, am I a virgin? I just laughed. So me being me, I laughed at him. He said, "What's so funny?" I said, "You about 10 years too late." So that he asked me that. You know what I'm saying? So by saying that, this is what I'm saying. I want to have that type of relationship with my two kids. Like you said, if they do have it, you know what I'm saying, they should feel comfortable to come to me without thinking they're gonna get in trouble or I'm gonna yell at them like that. Because I'm teaching my children, my kids, you know what I'm saying, to speak your mind and tell me how you feel. If something bothers you, come and tell me. I'm not gonna get mad at you, whatever the case may be. I'm not like get mad. I ain't gonna mad at all. I just want you to open up and learn how to talk. You know what I'm saying, and be
Oh,
open to you. You know what
okay,
I'm saying. So yeah.
okay. Let's
Mhm.
fast forward time to 14 since that was your number. You like he was 10 years too late.
Mhm.
Let's fast forward to 14. You walk her in the house after a good brisk job. You know what I'm saying? After a good workout.
Uh, uh,
T neighbors.
Hey, hold on, bro. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was saying that like that happened. Bro, I lost my virginity at 13 years old. So this happened when I was 23, 24. That's why I said 10 years ago. I ain't lose my
Okay.
virginity. Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I did the math. I was like, yeah. So you like 10, 13, or around there,
Yeah.
13, 14 when you
Yeah.
lost. So
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
okay. You walk in the house
Mm-hmm.
and off your brisk job, all your brisk motherfucking walk. You know what I'm saying? And you go in your son's room and he knee deep. He knee deep in somebody else's little girl, right?
Yeah. Uh huh.
So your response is like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, what's your initial problem? Like, man, what the fuck is you doing in my house? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
But
gonna lie to you. I'll be shocked as fuck, man. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm be shocked as hell. I I don't know what I would say because you know what I'm saying. I like what especially I'm out exercising. Come in like I see this shit going. What the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. But I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna get like I said. I'm not gonna get mad at them because our parents got mad. They got mad at us over any damn thing. If we did something wrong, did something that grown in the grown folks way and all this shit. So it's like we say, we gotta try to break that cycle.
okay,
So
but I gotta
excuse me.
reverse it now. I gotta
Okay, what?
reverse it.
Yeah.
When you reverse it and you walk in their room and it's your daughter on her back, what do? Do you flip? Do you be shocked and flip and as calm as you was about your son, or you snatching motherfuckers and throwing them? You know, this is
I, you know what I'm
see,
saying? There's something I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
Hey,
mean, nobody
it's
wants to see their kids having,
yeah,
like, nobody wants to
it's
walk in on their kid having sex.
yeah.
but it happens. It
Yeah,
happens.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you,
Yeah,
man.
but in my mother house.
I probably go nuts, but I ain't gonna lie to you. And
See,
that's some that's. But listen, hold me finish. Listen, it's just it's something that's instilled in us, bro. Like all fathers protect their daughters more than they protect their sons because you know what I'm saying? Because we teach by the end of the day, we teaching our son to be tough. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Be mindful, do everything right. You know what I'm saying? So we harder on them. You know what I'm saying?
but
But
my question, I guess my question: are we teaching irresponsibility at an early age? Because if we tell them out there, let them out there and let your dick run loose, but we lock our daughter's chastity belt
yeah,
for them. You know what I'm saying? Are we teaching? Are we enabling our sons to be reckless in the world
in a
with
in
their
a
with sexuality?
in a sense, yeah. We gotta be reckless. In a sense, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? That's the way. I mean, I ain't said that's the way. That's where it's always been. You know what I'm saying?
But
The mother gonna take care of this. Gonna be there more for the son. Gonna be tough on the girl, on the daughter, and the dad gonna be love on the daughter more than be tough on the son. It always been that way. I don't know when it started. I don't know. I wasn't here.
but when
You know what
do
I'm
we stop it if we identify something as wrong? When do we stop it? Is my question, I guess.
saying?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this and say, in this society, in the old days, all the way up until now, we always looked at it upon is, hey, a man can't raise a woman to be
Yeah.
a woman. You know what I'm saying? He can only raise her to be a young adult and give her perspective on life. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to those particular subjects like that, yes, it's gonna be a lot more sensitive for him because you know you're not expecting your daughter to act in that manner because you know you're teaching her as a man what to look for in the signs of other
Mm-hmm.
men trying to play her in a sense that they take advantage of her.
Right.
At this point, she's not being taken advantage of, but she's vulnerable, and it is gonna send you into a shock. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, like I said, to break this cycle is gonna be very hard because you're not gonna understand, because you're like, man, I told her what to look for. In your mind, you're gonna say, man, these little punk ass niggas don't want nothing but to have sex and fuck and shit. You're gonna be upset. Right.
Mhm.
And you just pray to God that your daughter is just not the ultimate hoe or whatever whatever you want to call it out in the street, man. You just want to be like, if she do it, she gonna
What?
do it,
But okay. So since you said,
but
oh
damn,
damn, so it's twofold on twofold of things you said, and I'll speak on shit one of them because it was like, okay, I get it. You saying it'll be hard to break the cycle, right? I
Mhm.
get that. But if we're creating the tool that's gonna go defile the flower, then again we have to start at our own fucking source, which is us.
Mhm.
It's always about self. We got like, okay, and T made a good point. He said, well, in my house with my kids, this is what I do. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? This is how I do it. So why it's hard to give the idea notion to a mass of people, it can be done in your house to say, okay, I got sons and I got daughters, and I know how I feel about my daughter being defiled, but my son, I'm not also going to advocate for my son to go out here digging out motherfucking other people's daughters, because that's going to create something else. You're creating another situation in another household of your fears. Your fears just became some other daddy fears because your little funky ass son. Not saying now not calling my nephews funky. I'm just saying, but the little funky ass niggas that you talk about are your sons now. You see what I'm saying? Like your sons in somebody hypothetically in my house. Your
Mhm.
little funky ass son is in my house at my door. You see what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
niggas that you're talking about is
right.
your son that I'm gonna have to refer to. So we have to break the cycle
But
at
you
that point to go, okay, you stop
but you
being
know
reckless
what,
with your meat out
Isaac?
here, man. You know, you know.
Uh, yeah, but Papa Wolf, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's the same connection. So the connection as fathers that we have to our daughters is the same connections that mothers have to their sons. So
Right.
it's a chain reaction, bro. It's on both sides, and it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to break because it I wouldn't say it's genetically like that. It's just programmed like
No,
that.
no,
And
that program
I
came.
mean, no,
That
no,
program
no,
was
no,
sons and
but but you can say that. You can say that, Papa Wolf. But how do you feel about your daughter in that sense? You know what I'm saying?
about which
How do
one?
you feel about
About
your daughters in that sense? You know what I'm saying? You have to put yourself in that position too. Are you
oh,
are you
I do.
gonna be
Yeah, I do all the time.
I'll, I'll say this. I'll say this. My dad told me growing up that the reason why he is so hard on me and about boys and all that shit is because and I'll quote him, because I've been in the streets. I've been that asshole. I've been that jackass. I've been that heartbreaker. And I don't want you to go through that. So to make sure that you don't go through that, or if you do go through that, I'm going to drop some gems on you. It's up to you to listen so you
Yeah.
don't have any issues later on. A lot
Right.
of things he told me I followed, and a lot of things he told me stopped me, like got me out of a whole lot of situations.
Mhm.
So that's just how my dad was. Now back then I thought he was strict as hell, and I'm like, man, you crazy. But
Yeah.
um, sitting here at 34, I'm like, yeah, no, it made a whole lot of sense.
And
So
that's the reason. Well, what Whitney said is, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it just ain't no curse or nothing like that. It's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? They're like Rose said, shit. I mean, the mothers care more for the son and they tough on the daughters, and the fathers will care more for their daughters than, you know what I'm saying, be tough on their son. You know what I'm saying?
well,
I don't know if it's generic. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I have. I'm for me, it's different. It's like this, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've seen good young men. I've seen young men raised right. I've seen
Mhm.
young men taught, and when they on their own, they're respectful in the light and out of the light. They're who they are.
Yeah.
So that because I have daughters, and my with my daughter, they give me hope. because somebody is raising a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really and I never sit up and wait. Oh, I can't wait till the day somebody gonna smash my daughter. Oh no, there ain't no fucking way that my mind going there. But
Right.
however, when the time comes, my daughter feel like she's ready, and she gets us at that point because you never know. Like I said, we had young what's called. My mama didn't know shit about my past,
Mm-hmm.
sexually or nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever it comes and she actually opens up and tells you and lets you know that she's sexually active, or you find, and hopefully God willing, you don't find out the fucked up way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you have to understand. Okay, let me see what did my teachings work. Let me see
Yeah.
what kind of dude she was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it all gonna matter about how you react to that first initial situation. Was she gonna open up to you for the rest of her fucking life? So
Yeah, true.
I really have to tread lightly as a father and think
Hey,
about her emotions and her fear of me,
hey.
because I think there's a fear of me there.
Let me.
And as a woman, I
Oh, go
want
ahead.
my daughter to be comfortable to tell me that she's having sex, and I don't want her to have a fear of talking to me like that because I mean,
Yeah.
one, I'm your mama, and two, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Um, those things, like I don't want us to. I don't want to take her to a doctor's appointment and the doctor asks her that question and she looking at me like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to have that type of fear. I want to know before we get to the doctor's office. You know,
And, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but and
you're
check this
fine.
out. Everything that you and I was saying, I can't say if I'm moving. I'm sorry, man. But um, this is the main thing I got from all that what y'all saying. And same thing with Romeo, his point of view. That is in your household. It starts at home.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
for sure.
you know what I'm saying, what you do in your house, or whatever your rules may be, or how you punishment, or whatever the case may be, you are preparing your kids for what you think they should do in this world. Same thing for me and for me and everybody else, parents in this chat. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's we can't we can't call it a generational curse if they or what they learn in the household. Yeah, some households are real. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up and shitty. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say that. I don't judge nobody home. You know what I'm saying? And this person might have the greatest place in the world, greatest home. You know what I'm saying? Home body, everything. You know what I'm saying? We don't know this. We don't know what each situation is in everybody's house. That's all I'm saying. So by that, we can't. You know what I'm saying? There's no answer to this question. Only answer is what you learn. What are we preparing these kids for when they get out of our house? That's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? We can prepare so much as we can, but they still gotta go out there and bitch out there and learn. They're gonna learn some stuff.
Right.
They're gonna learn stuff like without telling us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
What,
saying?
what you think? What you think, Miss Carmen?
Um, okay, so I have two boys and a girl, so
Mhm.
I mean, I feel that my reaction will be the same either way. I treat my kids the same.
Mhm.
My daughter, I treat her the same way that I treat my boys. I don't cut her much slack at all. So I mean, I would be pissed either way because I'm thinking of it in the aspect of okay, my son got somebody else's daughter. So how would I feel if it was my daughter?
Mhm.
So I mean, I just think of it in that way. So either way it go, if I was to walk in on my son, I'm gonna be pissed because whose child is this that you got like that? And my daughter, I'm gonna be pissed as well because
Who you
you
got like
did it.
that?
Yeah, like that. Why you got why you got her up like that? I mean, I want my kids to be comfortable talking to me.
Yeah.
So, like if it's something like that and they feel like that's a decision they want to make, I want them to be comfortable opposed to them just doing it and then coming home and saying, oh, they got somebody pregnant or they pregnant or, something even worse. So, I mean, I feel the same way either way.
And that was my thing as a father. My children, my children have an innate fear. There's a fear of me, of talking to me because of how I am, or how assertive I am when I ask things or I do things. They know they know I love them. They know I think the world love them, and I do anything for them. But there's a that old school innate fear, like how dudes have their mother. That they innate fear, like I ain't gonna cross that woman. I seen her do some wild shit. That's that fear of my daddy don't play. So, you know, I have that, and that is a barrier for little girls at times to tell you some things that they feel that's already been deemed taboo. That if I catch a fucking, I'm gonna beat your goddamn, I'm gonna kill that nigga, and you know, and your daughter be like, fuck that, I'm not saying shit. That nigga crazy. You know, I don't want that. Even if that's my life, work is knocking motherfuckers. I want my daughter to see me as a teddy bear. I want her to see me as I would never do nothing to her, so she can always come to me in conversation. My son, yeah, he gonna come, he gonna do whatever he gotta do because and like y'all said, there's certain things about males, how males gonna treat them. If you check wolves in the wild, they roughing up they cubs, but they not hurting them. They toughen them up, getting them ready for whatever they gotta do to hunt or whatever. So they training them. But when it comes to females, it's like, okay, we got this innately, we're innate to protect. So I understand what you're saying, T, when we say we look after our daughters because innately we're programmed to protect females, the opposite species, to love them, to make sure it's secure. We get it. But also what we forget all the time is the circle of life has to happen. And when it happens, how we react to it is a big problem because are you embracing? Because guess what? You can be embracing a great son that's going to carry on your legacy because she ain't no fucking plant. Your daughter ain't gonna do it by herself, and you'll rather see a nice young man that been raised with respect like you or where you developed. You know what I'm saying? He'll be that to your daughter versus you having to find a motherfucker who on the corner. Then he a dick holding motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Got your daughter. You push all this pride and extra education and everything to your daughter, and then come out. She finds the bottom of the barrel. She goes to the bottom of the barrel. It's a place in the dating world called the bottom of the barrel. And for God only knows why some bitches live there. Some women live to search for a dude at the bottom of the barrel just to grab that motherfucker and call him a man. He just a little broke. Let me dust him off. And why'd you start down here though? Hold on one second.
Well,
I agree.
Like that Apple situation. Well, I know when I was growing up, grew up in the country. So the analogy that we were taught is like something of an apple tree. The ones that fell to the ground, some people just pick those up because there's no effort. It's easy because they don't want to climb to the top of the tree where the good fruit are, what a good fruit is. But that's what that reminded me of, what you just said.
Yeah, like I said, man, you got to also think about it this way. Like, no one's perfect. Not our kids, not us. You know what I'm saying? Not our parents, anything like that. They made mistakes along the way, and we're gonna make mistakes along the way. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But we're old enough to learn. Hey, I shouldn't have said that. I should have did it this way. A better situation. So we have to teach our kids that as well. When they get out in this world, they're gonna make mistakes. It's natural. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
I tell new parents all the time, T. New parents gotta learn. I tell new parents all the time. When you birth that baby, that motherfucker, you didn't birth on fucking manual either.
Well, hold up. See, because that's a whole new topic. That's a whole new topic. Yeah. So let's go to this music break, and we're gonna start back on that topic, okay? Okay. Because that one, I'm prepared for that. I want to be ready for that one. Okay, y'all. All right. That's one thing about the crew, man. We just gonna go into a whole lot of discussions because we're diverse like that. Wow. So, all right. So, music break. We got Jus.B with "I Need Your Love." Take a listen.
I need a homie, a lover, a friend, someone who gon' know
want you like all the time. You're the only thing that makes me happy. You're the only thing that blows my mind. Every time I leave you, can't stop thinking about all the things we do, yeah. Girl, you got my heart. When you're not around, I wonder where you are. I need you to be there when the weather gets rough. I need you to be my strength when my strength ain't enough. I need your love right next to me. I need it in the morning time and right before I go to sleep. I need your love right next to me. I need it in the morning time and right before I go to sleep. I need your love.
My bad, everyone. Yeah, so that was Jus.B with his new single, I Need Your Love. Be sure to check him out on SoundCloud as well as Facebook at Jus.B Music. Okay, so back to this topic because Papa Wolf was starting something about parenting. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I was starting some. What I say? Cause I can't even remember now. I'm sorry. Can you tell me?
Oh, Lord, I see the orange juice. I see the orange juice.
Yeah.
No to the orange juice.
Is it
It was
Sunny
that.
D?
It was that break, man. It was that break. You gotta refuel, man, with y'all, man.
Man. I'm
But no,
toss out over here. Shit.
no, when we started talking on parenting, man. That goes a lot of direction because all of us have different upbringing, and it breaks down to what what I'm saying, what you think is right and wrong in your house because again, we all figuring it out. And what I was going into about that was you don't come with a manual to new parents. I always tell them when you birthed your child, you didn't birth no damn manual either. Because everybody ain't got their mama there and every child is different. Every birth is different. So everything is like a reset button when you have kids, man. Like, and I tell people that all the time, they have their own personalities, they develop different ways. You gotta just be respectful of it because when you came here, motherfuckers just was throwing a bunch of shit on you and you had to learn it. Cause one thing I think me and Mr. Nate was talking about bullshit in school. Like you could have gave me a viable skill, like fucking basket weaving or anything in the arts. But what you made me do, we learned about fucking polynomials and monomials and shit. And I have never used them bitches, not one day in my life yet, in algebra. So that's the only time I've ever had to use that type of shit, the Pythagoras theorem and all that type of shit in school, in my real life, in the real world, not use that bitch not one time, you know. And I felt like, that was some shit,
Yeah.
Right. Because teach them how to balance a checkbook, write a letter, address an envelope, stuff that we did learn, And earlier today, my niece came to me and she was like, I need your help to fill out this money order. And for me, that was like flabbergasting because I'm like, it's pretty straightforward, to, from, put the address and stuff like that. She looked at me like I was speaking Greek.
You were.
Yeah.
You really were because these new children, I can't say new children, these are our children, because we take for granted the things that we know and then we'll call common sense. You should know this shit. You're supposed to know this shit. I promise you, if you talk to anybody in the last, few years about anything that you deem basic, you deem it basic and ask them, they going to look at you like, the fuck is you talking about? What is that? I didn't know that even existed. You can actually do that, and you looking like, dude, this is a basic skill. Like, how you been getting around life without being able to do this? Man, they ain't something I need to know. So the world is changing.
Yeah.
So while we talk about checkbooks and balancing the book, that motherfucker, that's a 2-button press on a fucking phone.
Yep.
So, you know, that's the only time I've ever had to use that type of shit. The Pythagoras theorem and all that type of shit. In school, man. And I tell people that all the time. They ask me, That's a 2-button
Yeah, but
press on the phone.
some businesses don't accept that, you know.
You
Now, granted,
exactly.
I
They
do
not.
not have
That mean they're
children
not
in
ready for
my
the
account,
world. That means they're not ready for the
and
world,
like,
and they just walking in this bitch getting played. But who fault is that when we
yeah,
walking around thinking they know?
and you know, I guess we're partially to blame because, you know, again, you said it was something that we consider as basic, but for them, it's an acquired skill because they don't have it, and
Oh,
they like to be
definitely.
able to say, "Well, we can do this on electronics." Well, baby, guess what? We can too.
Man,
Like we
I
I'll,
mean,
I,
remember
I'll
turning
say
on
this.
the
I, I
screen
kind of,
log up first before you can do anything.
I kind of disagree a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, guys, man. Like we have to realize, man, times are changing. You know what I'm saying? When they get old enough, grown, you now, you know what I'm saying? They getting rid of that check shit. You know what I'm saying? You getting most of your shit. You know what I'm saying? Direct deposit. You do all your bank shit. Like you said,
I
on the
walk
phone.
up. I walk on my card and tap a fucking machine. I don't insert my shit no more. I
Yeah.
tap the machine. I tap my
Mm-hmm.
phone. I ain't gotta touch
Mm-hmm.
shit in this
Right.
world no more. I ain't got. And if I think that there's a discrepancy, I'm gonna look at my phone and
Yeah.
see where they fucked me at. Cause my
Yep.
phone gonna let me know.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then I told the motherfucker, hey man, go address this letter. What I put up, how do I address a letter? What do you mean, how do you address a letter? You put the fucking return to sender right here and you put your name right. No, I,
Hey, man, I mean,
can we just send an email? No, they don't have an email. This is an actual old school business. I need for you to actually send them an actual affidavit so they can get it notarized. Um, what's notarizing? You see what I'm saying? Shit
yeah,
like that will
yeah.
get them fucked up
What's an
in the business world.
And then, I mean, then think about it too. If it's something you don't know, where do you go to? Google.
Google.
It'll show you. It'll show you how to do everything. You know what
Story
I'm saying? But you
time.
know what I'm saying?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
YouTube,
So
YouTube. Don't forget YouTube.
yeah.
Check this out.
But you know,
Huh?
we was taught in school.
Yeah. I understand all that. But think about this. Probably a couple more years, it's gonna be no more cash. It gonna be no more dollar bills, $5 bill, and all that. It'll be a thing of the past. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? The time changing. You know what I'm saying? And we have,
Bitcoin.
yeah, Bitcoin and some more currency. So they coming up with. You know what I'm saying? So but Bitcoin will be the main one. So yeah, we have to realize, man. We the time changed. Like YouTube helped my son how to read. You know what I'm saying? I know it sound crazy.
no, it
But
doesn't.
I come to find out it's more kids, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, go and went through this. And they learning. And,
Well, fuck you talking about? What Coco Melon? Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, I
well,
put it on Cocomelon.
we had
I'm about to say
we had
it on phonics
uh
when we was little. Now they got it online. It's basically the same
yeah,
premises, except ours was in school and theirs is not.
right. See, I mean,
I really don't understand why
hey,
people have an issue with homeschooling now, where your fucking kid is walking around with the answers to the world and to life in the palm of their fucking hand,
Well, hold on,
good and
hold
bad.
on, hold on. Let's. No, I'm not gonna agree to that because you're the parent sitting home with your child going over new math. Like,
New math. Yeah.
like when we growing up, 2 + 2 = 4.
That
3 + 3 = 6. 9 +
mm-hmm,
9 = what? 18.
mm-hmm,
Fuck
Okay.
that.
Meanwhile, in 2020, new math, 3 + 3 divided by 14 is whatever equals
yeah,
But
this number.
X
You know.
equals X. You got equals X
they
squared
got
Y. That
17
get right.
unnecessary steps.
So it's like you're literally training yourself. You're literally teaching yourself while you're also teaching your kid.
Yeah.
Those are
And
the
No,
days.
well, I don't think that's fair. Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't think that's fair. I'm gonna tell you why. There were some of us who were gifted in school. And when I say gifted, that means we can get the answer because our mom and dad actually put in the work to teach us certain things before we got to a certain grade, right? To teach us a certain math skills or
Yeah, but
whatever.
do you see what has changed over time that's being taught?
yeah.
Oh, I get it because they
That is,
have a certain
as
need.
a
It's
former
supply and
educator,
demand.
that is very true. Okay, but okay, so here's my thing on the homeschooling now. Right now, I have an issue with it because some people aren't actually on a computer virtually. Some are actually getting packs. Those that are receiving packs, guess who's having to go over the stuff with them? Guess who's having to explain the instructions?
Okay.
Now,
What y'all
I
call the
was
model about?
blessed to the fact that I can go over most of the stuff they have, but a lot of people don't have that. You think about it, a lot of people in the generations before us, a lot of them didn't go further than high school, and they barely made that.
And you know what? Let's make this more interesting as we give out our opinions about this, like what you're saying right now. Be sure to let the people know what state you're in. Let's make this more interesting.
Okay,
Okay,
cool,
I'm in
cool.
Mississippi, so in the Mississippi Delta. So, a lot of the parents that I know around here, because even as I'm just an aunt now, and I'm actually the facilitator of their homeschool academics. Here's the thing. The teachers, my nieces aren't looking at a teacher on a screen. They're not getting the online instructions. So the only instructions they have are basic instructions on a pack that they have to follow. So at this point, it's like she's teaching herself. So I
Okay,
have an issue
but
with it because then I have to be called in to help with.
we lost you, Harley. All right, we lost you, Harley. Okay, so my question
Uh,
is, who do you actually they're asking you to take against teachers? I'm sure they have a guideline, right? Something where they're asking you to take against teachers that you're dissatisfied with. I heard a small horror story, and I just heard a bit of it from a lady in Tennessee, and she said she got her son on what's called, and the teacher is going ballistic. I mean, yelling at her son to the top of
On
her
what?
lungs.
On what?
In Tennessee on a virtual on the Zoom calls. This
Okay.
teacher was really irate, like vocally with her son, and that mother, took over the Zoom call by telling her son to turn that camera toward her so she can address this teacher for talking to her child as if this child was a fucking inmate than a child, you know. Um, and then they're having technical difficulties, and the teachers are not understanding a lot. What I'm seeing the most of from a lot of parents, the teachers not understanding the system a lot of times, and they're just making excuses for the fucking administration for why they shit not working.
well, I'm gonna tell you like this, and from my experience and looking from the outside
What
in, and from my
what
children,
state?
I'm
What
in
state?
Texas. I'm in Texas.
Okay.
Okay. With that being said, I feel like they should have the time that they took to try to put this whole thing into place. They should have gave the teachers training on all this software, not only just the software, but the show them how to teach a different style. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't come with a core style over Zoom because everybody doesn't get that. A lot of people, if you notice, a lot of people can't go to school online because they're more in person, up to the blackboard, writing on the board, learning this way in person. Everybody has a different learning style, and you have to when it as an educator, I feel like you should be able to teach more than one way, and I think that's where they lack is the ability to teach in more than one way, to reach their students. Not you got some good teachers that do, they go the extra mile for their students, but you got some that just don't give a fuck about them at all. Like you said, we had a discussion before where you said, "Hey, I got mine. You need to get yours." You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of teachers with that type of attitude. So I think they should retrain just like anybody else. Being that we're in this pandemic and things are going in that manner.
It's really fucking hard to act
Look like
to
you
know what
going
a teacher.
amen.
It's really hard to know what it's really hard to know what a teacher is nowadays because I've seen a lot of these teachers, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of them there for a paycheck, and I've heard a lot of young kids say that the teachers don't care about fuck about me. They there for a check, you know what I'm saying, and then when the teachers show them that shit, you know what I'm saying, by the lack of respect and the lack of even trying to teach them something, you know what I'm saying, it shows. So our fucking education system altogether is fucked. So it's like when the education system fails your child, what the fuck do you do as a parent? Do you take your fucking child fucking education in your hands and move forward? Because guess what? Other races gonna move forward with their fucking child education. No matter what. We can't just T, if you saying something, you muted, bro.
I'm to disagree with you on that one because I'm in Arkansas. So my kids they go to a lighthouse school. So they do virtual inside the classroom. They're 6 feet apart because of COVID and everything, and they got glass like this glass over them. So the teacher gets a chance to go over the board and do everything. So before then, I had them for 3-4 months because my daughter, one of the kids had COVID, so she had to come stay with me. But her teacher, you know what I'm saying, is actually involved. You know what I'm saying? Like she, you know what I'm saying, she'll talk to the whole class. She go by one by one. You want to go one by one. Tell them I'm tell, and you know what I'm saying, answer the question and everything, which is good. I'm sitting there watching. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. When she done, I said, Ava, you got it? You got it? She's like, yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So there are some good ones there, but you know what I'm saying? It got sprung on those teachers. The verse where they got sprung on them so quick, so fast. And you know what I'm saying? Some of them maybe I'm not a teacher, I don't know. I'm just quoting this shit. I mean, I'm not quoting, I'm just guessing. Some of them teachers probably had 2 weeks to learn this shit, maybe a week, maybe a month. I don't know what the case may be, but they try and they get a lot of complaints from the parents. Say y'all should know that, but they learn at the same time. So we have to give them that same account. Like, hey, we all learn at the end of the day how to do this stuff and make sure everybody learn this shit and get it done correctly. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I
Well,
feel about it, man. So
to
Well,
add on, hold on, to add on what you said, T. I feel like this: instead of them making teachers unemployed during the summer, why not train them on the program that's moving forward for the next semester?
because they
For
got a
the
fucking life,
yeah, I get that, and there's
they need
nothing wrong
another
with
break.
having a life, but if you want to be totally honest, no, I'm saying it's training. You don't have to have the kids in the classroom for the training, because if
right,
you want to be totally honest, there's a lot of teachers that's out there during the summer. They're looking for a second job to support themselves during the summer. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of teachers don't get paid for the off
yeah.
months. So why not
Let me add on
implement
to that, bro.
a program? Why not implement a program to get those teachers paid while they're in the training, to train and perfect that system of or that way of teaching. You know what I'm saying? Why not give them that area? Because we put so much money, the states put so much money into the schools, but
Yeah.
half the stuff that the schools spend the money on, I feel is mostly bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Rather than, they worried about new jerseys for the
Mm-hmm.
for a football program that's garbage, or anything like that. This and that, time and time again, they put more money into sports rather than into the education and to the
Mm-hmm.
teachers that are educating our youth. You know what I'm saying? if they would have put more time and effort into that, it would have made more sense. And you know what I'm saying, it probably could alleviate most of the problems that we having now, as parents, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of the parents are, when they always tell you it never leaves the education, but if you didn't go through that at that stage and time of your life, and they're going through it, it comes a little bit more difficult because you kind of fishing for it. You're like, hey, I didn't learn this till I was in the 8th grade. Why are they learning it in the 4th?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh. And we have to understand that times have evolved, but they still everybody needs training. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
and
if they
I can
would
agree.
get a refresher
I can
course,
agree. I can agree on training. Training
This,
is a solution, but when you know that your fucking staff don't have people skills, that makes you a fucking liability. And it's not just a liability on a company, but it's a liability on a fucking. It's liability for the children too,
well,
because the parents don't know how to deal with that shit.
well, you gotta think about it this way. If they doing it, they should never be teachers in the first fucking place. You know what I'm saying? My opinion. But
But
say,
but
well,
but but
my kids,
but see that's due to
my
overcrowding. Like, okay, so let's say I just had a fucked up semester as a teacher, and I had an
mm-hmm,
overcrowded fucking classroom to begin with, right? We're not even
mm-hmm,
gonna put the educators' personal stresses out there, like their lifestyle, their household, and all this other shit. We just talk about their fucking job. They go in a
yeah,
room and they're already overcrowded. Okay, they got piss poor classroom management, right? Then now,
mm-hmm,
every time I've seen educators, they have that in their packet where they can go and do mental days or go see a therapist or whatever. Most
yeah.
probably never do. Most probably never fucking do because the schedule won't allow for that shit. They just shit. That shit never fluff. So they in that motherfucker with all these kids. Now they turn around and go virtual. Boom. I get what y'all was saying. They didn't get trained for it. But if a motherfucker is manageable, they're manageable. Like you said, I've seen you seen in your in Arkansas where you got a teacher that's got classroom management. She's A B motherfucking C. She here. She's detailed. You got in other places, motherfuckers
Yeah,
just throwing packets out there and talking
yeah.
about I'll see y'all tomorrow. Had this done and what's called. I sat in a fucking room for almost a week and a half and watched in the Delta how some shit. And I'm saying Sunflower County, goddamn it. How they were just doing a classroom, and the shit sounded like I took one of my homeboys, the most hood nigga ever, and put him in a classroom and got him just subbing online. Cause I was like,
Okay,
who the hell is this?
okay, okay. All right, and think about what you just told. Okay, Sunflower, Mississippi. You gotta think about the area that you live in. That area is shitty and might be shitty and fucked up.
Okay,
But
but there are
let me,
children there.
I understand that, but it's still area. This area probably got piss poor pipe grades to keep school open. They doing shit on tests, on everything. They ain't got the necessities, the books, they ain't got nothing. But you go to this area, you know what I'm saying? Another area, you go and they got the books, they got everything to make sure the school pass, make sure the students pass, make sure they understand. So you have to think of it that way. Also, like you know what I'm saying, for example, with this virtual COVID and the virtual. So the school my kids go to, what they did, they go to school now. They go to school Monday through Thursday, and on Friday the teachers come in and they do training that whole day. You know what I'm saying? To understand the virtual, understand what to do if this happening. They've been doing it maybe about 2 months now, and you can see the results how it's helping. You know what I'm saying? So it's ways to fix problems. That's what I'm saying. It can't be too. It should never be too late. You know what I'm
but
saying?
hey, you know what,
But
T? Go ahead, bro.
no, go ahead. You got yeah. I'm good. I'm done. Go ahead.
No, so I'm gonna tell you this, man, and a lot of people don't see this. Those schools are mandated by the state to get funding. The
Yeah.
funding is always there. It depends on what they spend it on. You have a lot of
Yeah.
schools that spend funding on bullshit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I
I
said,
understand that.
if you look at it, most of the money goes towards the athletic program.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, and things like that. They think about that. They think
Yeah.
about rebuilding the school to make it prettier and stuff like that. When we went to school that was almost go almost like ghosting tested or whatever they want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care about that. What it was when we went to school, the teachers cared more about teaching and educating you rather than what the school looked like or what how well you played on the football team or basketball team and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about that because they didn't care about failing you as an athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But nowadays they glorify that, and that's where most of the funding for the school is going towards bullshit rather
I
than the
understand
things
that.
that they need, the
I
necessity
understand
they
that.
need. Because
I
if they
understand
had
that.
with the books and everything that they required to have, they have to have them by state, by us,
Yeah,
by the school handbook. If they don't have those necessities, they can be shut down as a school.
and that
But
and that
but
has to do with with the area the school is in.
it
That's all I'm
it
saying.
has
Like
nothing to do with the area.
I,
They all give them all funding. They don't, but it's all on the school how
all
they choose to spend it.
that's what I'm saying. All schools are not getting the same funding. That's all I'm
You
saying.
know what, Mr. Reason?
I,
I'm sick of your
yeah,
shit. We change your name to Mr. PTA right now.
Mr. What?
Mr. PTA, goddamn it, right
All
now.
yeah,
right, God
Change
damn it,
the
I'm gonna do it right now.
He the
yeah.
president right now.
Hey,
Well, let me see if I can add in too. So I work in the education sector, right?
mhm.
And we too are working from home. Um, and I work from home with a 2-year old who is a very busy 2-year old. And I
Yeah.
have to do pretty much a lot of Zoom calls and pretty much everything is technology, 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 technology.
Hmm.
And kids miss class at times and kids miss meetings at times. And then I have to stop and think some of these kids don't even want to be home because school
Yeah.
was their sanctuary.
Yeah.
School is where they could free themselves from home, whatever type of living situation they were in.
Hmm.
School is where they were guaranteed a meal, whether it was slop from 2 days ago or actually good food or if it's the actual good pizza, but they're guaranteed all those needs with as along with being social with their friends when they go to school. But online, it's completely different. Like some of these babies look drained, and as for the teachers, like I understand where all parents are coming from, but trust me, these teachers be in trainings after training after training after training, and a lot of them have to do with technology. And then with everything switching over, it's a whole lot. Along with making sure that all 50 students in your class log in on time, and if they don't, you got to go find them. It's weird.
so,
Yeah,
so
and you
when
know
do the
what? And you
responsibility?
know what? Ms. Witt, I commend those teachers that extend that olive branch. But like I said, at the same time, the education system they knew that this was coming about. And like I said, when it comes to the summers, these teachers are looking for second jobs because they can't support their families. Why not take that time to train them and educate them and to like they do to the kids, bury this stuff into the knowledge so that way when the time comes that they're not so frustrated with this. You know what I'm saying? They can better deal with the stress because guess what? You've been trained on this. You see what I'm saying? Instead of trying to train me in the moment, why it's going on. Because guess what? Now you're in the era, you in the part where you go trial and error. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? If you fail, you failed your students.
it, it's also this, man. You got to think about it, man. Like when you can have that son for grown folk. Um, uh, you get the orange juice. But excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, think about it, man. This during the time, nobody was not expecting this shit. You know what I'm saying? How I got and everything that way. So they got hit with the virtual. They got hit with the virtual very hard. You know what I'm saying? Some schools some schools didn't have the resources to get this shit, so they had to wait. They local and state governments to provide them with everything. You know what I'm saying? So they'll fish out of water. Shit, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. I can't get mad at them for that. You know what I'm saying? Only that I can be proud of is the ones that's trying, you know, trying to make sure the students are learning and trying to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the ones I commend. Now the other ones just sitting there ain't trying shit, ain't doing shit. And what the fuck? What the fuck you care? You know what I'm saying? But shit, this shit came out. This shit fast. So this is a trial. In my opinion, this is a trial run. If we still in the pandemic next year. God, it's something. You know what I'm saying? What's the name next year? You know what I'm saying? School start back again. They should be more prepared this time.
Okay, so when does the fucking burden fall on the parents, because the parents are the first set of teachers. So when does this fall off? If you can see that this crisis is coming for your children education goes so, because you got yours. Shit, you ain't looking to go back to no motherfucking school, so you got yours. But your children are. You see that this fucking train is about to hit your children. When do the parents step in and go, okay?
Yeah,
first of all, let's talk about the shit that's taught.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, the first shit that's taught is to get you through, situations. Okay, then there's OJT on jobs and shit like that. So are you giving your child a skill while this shit going on? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all this fucking training, all this fucking school shit boils down to your child having a skill, or them assessing your child is the reason they go to school all year long. Socially, they're assessing the motherfucking emotional assessment, because it's all this shit is a bunch of fucking trap. But at the same token, your child needs to go to school to learn how the world works. I get that. But as a parent, we teach we reinforce what's in this classroom, but we also give our children skills. When is the time right for us to give our fucking children skills? See what I'm saying? Like, when do we step in the education process?
Okay.
I feel like
What?
the parents.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
go
feel
ahead,
like
sweetheart.
the
Go ahead.
parents are held accountable, as much accountable as the teachers. Like, I feel like it's the parents' responsibility as much as it is as the teachers. My boys did virtual when it first started, and just seeing it, like, my boys are smaller, so seeing how the teachers they were basically expecting to send the Chromebooks home with the children, send the material home. They be, in class for the amount of time that they're in class, and then you're supposed to just put it in front of them and say, okay, here, do this, without helping them, so that they can see their strengths and their weaknesses, but you're not teaching them the material. So myself, I took out the time to see what it was, get the material, and learn it myself, so that whenever that happens and my son has a question, I can't say, oh, I don't know, because I want you to do well in school and I need you to know this, so that you can, elevate and continue to grow, and you can know it. So whenever your teacher isn't there, then, you're not hurting, because I'm in Louisiana, and the latter part of the virtual, their site has been crashing because there's been so many people getting on the site. So they're putting in the groups or sending to the parents that, okay, we're not having virtual school today because the internet is down or the site is not working. And at that point, there are parents who just, okay, they let their kids go play, but this is their learning time. So why not take it up on yourself, if you can, to teach them whatever it is that they're supposed to be going over anyway. So I take it as I'm held as much responsible and accountable as their teachers, because if I don't teach them at home, then they're not going to know anything when they get to school anyway.
Right.
And it's overwhelming for the teachers as well, because like you guys were saying, it's new for everybody. So I'm not against the training. I'm not against, giving them knowledge on what they need to do or what needs to happen in case of this and that. I know here that there are some teachers that are teaching virtual for the ones at home, but they have children that are in the class as they're doing it. So they're teaching two different sets of children, and you have children who aren't in the school, but they are hands-on. So they're trying to learn through a computer screen. And then you have children that are in the class, but they may need that extra push, and the teacher isn't able to give it to them because she has 50 virtual kids and 20 kids that are in the class. So it is overwhelming for them as well. They started here recently where instead of the children going Monday through Friday now, they go Monday and Tuesday. The teachers have a break on Wednesday, and then they go Thursday and Friday. So I think that there's room for growth in every aspect of it. If they really look at it and they really go with it.
God damn. That's one of them rare things because you make time because your children. I'm sure your children are your world. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, there are households that are definitely not doing that because they just let them go out and play. Well, they ain't got school day. Fuck it, I'm gonna let them go. You know, we understand those, and those are more out there than I would think than not. But I don't know, man. We gotta fix this shit because what's being taught in school is one thing, but life, your child also has to learn about life because life coming at them faster than it came at us. You know, we had bullshit. We had bullshit happen, but it wasn't like it is now. So because we still had each other, we still had friends and shit to go meet and play with. These motherfuckers ain't got that now, and they got chaos in the world. And so
Well,
protecting our babies.
well, one way to try to figure this whole thing out is pay attention to your school board meetings. I used to work for a district, I don't anymore, but they're like the largest district in the city that I live in here in Texas. And I have to stay informed because in some way it impacts my job. So as a parent, one of the ways that if I have a complaint about this is just too much, I don't know what's going on, rah, 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 the school board, they usually have meetings and they usually have those moments where you as a member of the community and as a parent whose child attends those schools within that district or that county, however they have it, you get to speak on that. And that's where those changes begin. And not just for the people on the panel, this is for anybody listening. So that's one way. I just want to put that out.
Well, when this shit first started with this whole COVID shit, and it started switching to virtual, it it was at first it was for safety reasons because they thought this shit was gonna blow over because motherfucking Bump kept saying shit was gonna blow over for them. And the fucked up part about it was your child ain't shit but money to the motherfucking school. Like that's why they was really pushing them kids to come back because due to attendance, there's certain motherfucking money they get paid for your fucking child being in attendance. That's why they be on the teachers. I mean, the teachers. So I ask so much about accountability for the students because that's money out they losing. Every time your child don't fucking show up or log in right so they can account for that shit, that's money they losing. Big money too. So they'd rather get your fucking. If I think whatever you do as a parent, it's your decision. Whether you tell them to go back to school safely and be safe, or you virtual, you got to be safe with your kid, and that whatever discrepancy that is for y'all and y'all household, you do that. But just know when it comes to this education, it's about motherfucking money.
Yeah, it is. It's always been about money. But like I said, at the same time, you got principals and the people they're on salary, the principals and the superintendents and the people that get paid over the summer and stuff like that. They're not worried about the teachers being trained and the systems they operate on. Because I'm gonna tell you like this, education as we know it was going to virtual anyway, whether we liked it or not, whether this COVID thing came or not. They are starting to do more standardized tests on the computer than anything now. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, not only as a parent, we should be involved, but as the educator, so we should have all had these meetings before, what I'm saying? They don't really have these PTAs and stuff like that no more, where where your mom and your dad could be a part of the school system and know what's really going on and things like that. They don't really do that anymore. And now it's more of like you have to force yourself into the school system to say, hey, what's going on? So I know what's going on with my child. You know, now it is, you barely get an open house. Where when we went to school, we had 2 to 3 open houses before the first semester was over.
I know, right? I hated them motherfuckers, boy.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
then that's
Okay, I'm gonna disagree for a second. On the open houses because I was an educator and I taught English to high school students, and we had a couple open houses a 9 weeks period. We had one doing progress reports, and we had another at the end of the 9 weeks. Even though they have like active parents now online where the parents can check the kids' grades, we still required them to come out, and meet the teachers and discuss if their child was failing. And it's a lot more in depth now. Like they, the number of open houses may have decreased, but we're required, and Miss Witt can vouch for this for me too. We're required to keep a log, and with that log, we have to log, like, say for instance, you were a student in my class and I had to contact your parent. I had to put your name in the space for student. I had to put your parent's name. I had to put the date that I called, the time that I called, and what was the result of the call. Did I get the parent on the phone or did I get voicemail? I had to, every time I contacted your parent, I had to let them know. So there was no possible way that there could be a misinterpretation or a misunderstanding saying I didn't know my child was failing. Well, no, ma'am, you can't say that because I called you several times and left voicemails at the number that you used on the registration when you register your student to school. Now, it's your responsibility as the parent to correct that number if it changes. But you want to know what happened nearly 100 times out of a 100? Every time I called out the number, the parent will nod their head and say, "Yeah, that's my number." So, what more is the teacher supposed to do?
Yeah,
I
so
saying
I'm
that.
not saying that I'm not taking anything away from the teacher because you guys are excellent educators and you do the things that you need to be done. But now nowadays it's transcending into where you don't get those PTA meetings or anything that's going on, in the school because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't reach out to my children's teachers before it was before this virtual thing and the pandemic or anything had came about, if I didn't reach out, I didn't know anything. And you on the outside looking in, trying to figure out like, what is your child struggling in? You know, that bothers me as a parent because I can't help them correct anything if I don't know what's coming home. You know what I'm saying? Or if I don't know what's supposed to be what he need to work on or what my daughter needs to work on, what my sons need to work on. That was part of that's what I'm saying. Like when we came up, the the open houses was to show our parents what we've been doing, what we need to work on, what we was failing, and if we was bullshitting in the goddamn classroom so they could get on our ass and get us to where we needed to be as far as that. Because most of that shit, when that shit happened right there, that straighten your ass up real fast. Because your mama, your daddy didn't motherfucking play and they was gonna knock your damn shit off. You know. So it made us be more, I would say it would made us be more responsible as students and as parents for that type of activity. You know what I'm saying? The teachers that continue to reach out and do their job and do what they're supposed to do, I commend you guys because you guys are doing it. But you have that certain percentage that's out there that don't give a fuck, that's not trying to help nobody, that don't care. And they're leaving these kids in the goddamn rear, and now the system is automatically freaking passing these kids without them even knowing anything.
Well,
I look at I look at the way some, like you said, Mr. PTA.
I
You're right. Like You do have some teachers that do care about about their students, whether it's virtual or not, and you do have some that's like, okay, I'm just gonna give you this. Whatever you do, that's what you do. But you also have the ones that's like, if they can't actually show teach on the different levels, it actually kind of show where they're at. Like, true enough, they might have went through the school and got their degree and all of this and all of this, but at the same time, if you can't command your class either virtual or in person, it actually says like, well, you got your degree, but things are kind of the same, but you can't reach this, you can't reach this child, but you can reach this other.
Well,
So how did you get your degree in education, but you're not learning the different ways of reaching out to the kids that's supposed to be your specialty?
because I'll tell you why. Because there are fast track ways to become an educator right now. Like, depending on what the fuck you actually graduated in college with, there are actual fast track ways. But even in those fast track ways, they monitor you, and you know what the defining thing is for you to get a fucking job as an educator? Classroom management, because that's the number one thing that lets you not be able to teach effectively if you can't manage a fucking classroom. So if you got people out here popping up being educators because you say they got a degree in education, but they goddamn school they went to then harp on or get them down to their fundamentals, then the only people that's suffering in that situation are the fucking children. And I go back to my original point: when do the parents step in? Like Miss Karma said it, how she does her situation at her home, because she wants to make sure she sets her children up for success. But at the same time, as a collective, the messages we have to make sure we're setting our children up as a whole, because we can't be going, well, they supposed to. They supposed to do this for our child, and what the fuck you supposed to be doing for your child? Because their success in their education, you need to have a stake in it too. And if something fails, you are the fail safe as a parent. So you got to have a plan when you see the writing on the fucking wall.
Well, one of the things that I did, I do this with my 1 year old. Like, from I say from the time she was like 3 months all the way up until now. Like, her favorite educational show to watch is Little Baby Bounce on Netflix. Like, she'll sit there, she'll watch that all day long, and she'll try her best to
Oh,
sing, and she'll try her best to sing along with the show, as well as point to whatever letters they're like describing on the screen. So, like, I tried it, and I know that's just starting off for right now, but eventually I know later on down the line it's gonna be a little bit more hands on. And I got my 14-year-old, even though he's virtual, like, his teacher called me the other day and told me where instead of him logging on, he was sitting up there playing video games on the Chromebook. Now, he lives with his mother, which is in another state in Colorado. Now, I can't sit up there and, like, the only thing that I can do since I'm not there is get on to him about his education, because he already knows that I don't play about his education. True enough, you might have friends, you might have classmates that you're good with, but I need you to get your education first. Friends and basketball, sports, or playing games on a computer can come later.
Okay, let's go there. So you're not a absent father, but it's like there's this distance between y'all, right? On your 14-year-old, and you're
Right.
saying you're getting on to him by doing what, calling him and just
Like,
like. reprimanding because you realize that your son was you too, right? Like that comes from
Right,
you. So at that
right. I
age that you're
understand that.
telling your son, and you're on the phone, you say you're on the phone. Do you visit to go and let him know that your presence is serious about his education? Because you gonna have friends like your parents can tell you not to fuck with nobody. Go to school, get your goddamn education. Yeah, fuck all that. I hear you. I'm gonna go to school, but fuck all that. I hear you. That no
Yeah.
friend shit at that age, you gotta be realistic with yourself. Like
What I'm
unless
saying,
okay, go ahead, go ahead.
what I'm saying is, I'm not telling him he can't have friends. What I was telling him was, I understand that you have friends. Your friends are gonna be there, but at the same time, you still need to get your education as well. Put that time in to get your education. If you were supposed to be on a Zoom call or a virtual call or whatever the case may be, if you even supposed to be in class, go to class. Your friend gonna be there right after that bell ring. You go to your next class. Your friend gonna be right there after that next bell. Go to class right after school, 3 o'clock, 3:15, 3:30, whatever time you get out. Your friend gonna be right there. So you have no excuse of why you can't sit up there and get your education during the school hours. The reason why I say that is because I was that person. There was times where I didn't go to class. There was times where I spent all day in the basketball gym shooting basketball. There were times where I skipped school completely and go to the arcade and play video games. Like, I was that person. Now that I've gotten older, I look at a lot of things that my mom, dad, aunts, uncles have told me. And I see like, okay, they told me this at a long time ago, but I just took everything that they were telling me for BS. So now that we're older, we look at our kids and we tell our kids, look, I used to be the same age that you are. I used to do the
That
same things that you do.
that means you
So I'm
can't
telling
stop it. That means you can't stop
true.
it. Nate's gonna take his course.
No, what I'm saying is true. I might not be able to stop it, but I can sit up there and change it. I can sit up there and instill in
Hey,
him, like, look, I've been through the same things that you done. I done tried the same ways that that you're trying to go now.
I had a dream that one day this nation would rise up. That's what you sound like to your
and,
kid. He's like,
I,
all right,
be honest with you, man. I agree with him. I agree with him because if they gonna keep on doing it and not doing that work, try to get the education, I'm gonna have to bring that belt out and beat your ass. I mean, shit. What else can I do? I'm just gonna be honest with you. Hey, I agree with him. Shit. You're not gonna skip
several of the
class.
parents
You're not
never
gonna
wanted the kid.
you're not gonna skip
Oh,
class,
that,
skip school, and all
oh,
this shit. And I found out about it.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm just
hey,
saying.
spare
Oh.
spare the ride, spoil the child, man.
Hey,
Right.
Antonio Barino. I hope I pronounced your name right. Antonio Barino says several of the parents never wanted kids. Wanted kids. That's fucked up. Hey, okay, we put it out there. Well, he put it out there, so yeah, like
Aubrey,
there are situations where
where's your
I guess
man?
men didn't. Nobody wanted to be a parent. You know what I'm saying? But here they are, and they like, fuck it, we got to deal with it. And yeah, I I can agree with Antonio. That's a fucked up truth, but I can agree with that one. Like, yeah, it's either both of them didn't want a kid, but here they are because it didn't work out, or one wanted the kid and the other one was forced to have the kid. So it just depends on how the situation play out with you know those situationships uh in that matter. But yeah, man, I totally agree with that. That's fucked up.
I mean, I agree with that as well, but I don't feel like the child should suffer. Like, even if you didn't want the child, or you didn't want your kids, or whatever the case may be, if you still made the decision to keep them, or if you had no choice to keep them, I mean, at that point, you just have to take responsibility for what's yours. You take responsibility for your bills, so that nothing is cut off, or everything is taken care of. So, in the same aspect, whether you wanted the child or not, I don't feel the child should suffer. That's just a personal preference.
Ooh, shit, that was a good answer though.
Like,
I understand that. I can totally understand that. But motherfuckers out here in these streets is reckless.
They sad and sorry. That's what's wrong with them.
Shit, CPS is full of cases. Let me tell you.
That's why I love my job, because I get to go to where my son and daughter at in Colorado, and I get to talk to them personally. So I'm, like I say, I try to tell them different things and, get their input on a lot of the stuff that's going on. But as you say, it all depends on what that particular parent does. So if I'm being active in them, as well as their classroom and everything else, and what personal problem they might have going on, then I'm gonna do that, because I want them, like we said earlier, we want our kids to be able to come to us and be able to talk to us about anything, no matter how personal it might be, no matter how they feel that we might,
But
we
you gotta
might
be
feel like.
proactive right now, though, dude. It's not, it's not like, that shit just pop up. You know what I'm saying? It based on your actions now dictate your conversation in your future later with your kids. Like, showing them, because you can say, a lot of us come from that do as I say and not as I do type shit. But these kids are watching, and they've been watching. So your actions today gonna dictate whether they gonna trust you in the future with what they fucking feel. You know. So you ain't gotta preach that shit to the world, man. But you gotta understand that you gotta know internally as a father, you did your best, and you took your necessary steps to do what you have to do. You know what I'm saying, to reach your child and hoping they be open, because they're their own person. Okay, Antonio says parenting is where teaching is. It's a reciprocal relationship with educators. Teachers are forced adaptation and still being underpaid and undervalued. Yeah, I get that, but and not even in hindsight, they knew what the fuck they signed up for. They know that they don't know no $1 million teacher. They don't know no $1 million teacher. So when they walked in, they knew it wasn't for the money. They knew they gonna be underpaid. They knew it's a thankless job, but at the same time, it's a necessary, essential fucking job. Because it balanced the fucking future of the country, of the education and the educating of our children. So, but at the same time, it's like police.
Okay,
They don't get no thanks
I
on that
don't
shit like that.
agree
They signed up.
completely
I get it. I understand. But I'm saying that
because
just like police, nobody get a fucking cookie
because
for that.
yeah, they know what they signed up for. They're not getting paid that much, but at the same time, who predicted COVID?
Education will never
This
stop no
isn't
matter
something
what
that they were
comes.
being taught. I understand that, but they still have to. They're learning as they go along now. They weren't taught this,
What exactly? The
and little
world
known fact, a
evolving.
lot of teachers are not tech
Okay,
savvy.
we can go back. What you call that? It goes back to like the elite and the masses, right, and all that kind of shit. Where they're scholars. Everybody wouldn't privilege to be a fucking scholar. Some motherfuckers was just workers. This is scholarly shit. So if they take some shit out of your reach due to some fucking strange bug, guess what? The elites are still getting fucking educated. They're finding ways to make sure their children are educated. We are the educators. So again, it go back to like when shit changes up on your flip mode. Oh, this shit new. What the fuck going on? You have to think that the most vulnerable is the old and the young. The old and the young. Cause whatever comes through, a new motherfucking plague can come through, and everybody got to stay in the house another 6 months. You need to get your ass out this time and go to school some goddamn well. Well, teach me, oh teacher, you want me out this motherfucker because they can't go nowhere. It's the safety. Well, when I was going to school, yeah, motherfucker, you didn't have this flying in the air either. Motherfucker wasn't dropping like flies from COVID when we were going to school. The motherfucker had what? The worst thing motherfucker had around us is AIDS and gonorrhea and chlamydia and shit. So we knew what that was
I think
about.
it was chicken pox, not AIDS and gonorrhea and chlamydia. I think it was
All
chicken
niggas,
pox.
man, motherfucker was out fucking. Niggas was out fucking. So I'm sorry.
No, no, they weren't.
They was out getting it in.
I don't.
Oh, don't.
No, it was chicken pox and measles.
Ooh, really? So we not gonna act like your era didn't have pound down day and hump day, real hump day, and getting out of school at 1 o'clock and all that
Time,
shit.
not pound.
Now, well, see,
It
I
was
know I
pound
fucked up
time.
on it. You got it correct already. You already know what it's about.
That's what the kids say today. They be like, pound town. I'm like, and that's how I want. You want someone to break your vaginas? But what do I know?
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like that don't act like our what's called is pure. You know what I'm saying? And look at that boy, the Sunny D. Get the Sunny D commercial there. Sunday Delight. It gets your kids. With a thumb action. You push.
I can get you a boy or a girl. I can get you a girl or a boy. It don't matter what you want. Tell me. Sign that contract.
That boy gonna have a commercial with a T-shirt. Sign that contract. That boy is promoted fertility.
Sign that contract.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it up one more time, and I think this is for the ladies, and I guess this is for the ladies.
Why do some women have a problem with this? Okay, yeah, that's for y'all. That's for y'all, ain't it? You don't want me, I ain't
My answer is define submissive.
Well, is there any can Mr. Reason give me like a Christian thing perspective on this?
Nope, I'm gonna just go to Google.
I don't know what submissive is
That's a
in
very
today's
interesting
society.
question.
That it's really hard for me to say what submissive is. Like I think I posed a question earlier. It was like if your man like this, and it got something to do with this post. If your man has been collectively handling shit and successfully handling it without you, and then on this day he decides to bring you with him to show you how he really like gets down and work. And in one of his negotiations, he says something that you don't like, and as a matter of fact, you don't like it so much it makes you feel like he weak and he should have did more. And you say something in the middle of that fucking conversation that he's having, that he's negotiating. He's negotiated 100 times successfully and got things he need to go. And then at one time he said something that you didn't like, and you stepped the fuck in and said something and fucked that deal up. That would be a situation like, would you know your place in that, or your position in watching that situation? Because at that point you overstepped your fucking boundaries. So that you need to shut the fuck up because you would have fucked that bag up. Like that. A submission is, I think submissive got more to do with trust and understanding of your mate. Then and letting them do them in their expert field. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not an expert in everything. So when your mate is doing what they do, can you shut the fuck up in the harshest way as possible? Can you shut the fuck up and watch the magic happen? Because they already let you in their world. Because some people be like, well, you should have did or you could have did. Like, no, I know what the hell I was doing. Could you enjoy the fruits of my labor? That's what I think about when I look at that submissive situation. It has to come to like that woman. Somebody has to cross a boundary before submissive. Because submissive means something has to happen.
Dictionary.com says ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive, and I am none of those.
Okay, well, look up. Do me a favor and look up look up black for me. Google black.
Really?
It's the same shit. So, that don't mean shit to me. Like again, it's defined by the people and the relationship, because like it comes down to boundaries and respect. Because again, it's not about submissive. Because what if she's doing it? Flip that. What if she the breadwinner doing her business, and as a man, you become insecure? She's handling the business. You found out her fucking client is a male, and then this high profile male. You know what I'm saying? And then you pop in that motherfucker, and you got a problem with it. You got a problem with it. She handling her business. She ain't thinking about no sex. It's straight plutonic. But you and your fucking ego and your insecurities, it's fucking about to fuck some up. As a man, are you submissive? Can you be submissive in that moment? Shut the fuck up before you fuck something up.
I feel like when people reference submissive, if you're looking at it like as from a Christianity standpoint, a lot of people go with when they say wives should submit to their husband. But like you're saying, I agree. Like, it depends on your mate. It depends on the relationship, because if I trust you wholeheartedly, I trust you with the finances. If I trust that, okay, I know, you're gonna make it happen regardless to what's going on. I know that you're gonna make it shake. I know you're doing what you're supposed to do. Then I have no problem submitting, when the time is right for that. But I'm not gonna be so easy going to submit to you if you're supposed to do the smallest thing or the simplest thing, and I can't trust you to do that, or you're supposed to handle business but you go and do something careless. How am I gonna submit to someone who doesn't even have the mindset of what they're supposed to be? You can't be the head of the household or the head of the family. You can't lead me if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Like, where we going? We both gonna end up. We all gonna end up messed up because you ain't even on track. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So I think it depends on the person, the relationship, and like you said, the trust, because you have to be able to trust them. If you can't trust them, then what are you doing?
Now she left the room in a hush. Well. I'm not a Christian,
well,
so I'll speak on it from the not the Christian's point. Well, I will say from a Christian point, the first thing in that is submit to your husband. You know what I'm saying? But if you know that the head of the house, is not a wise man, then you don't submit to a fool. You see the motherfucker is not sound. He's not stable. He's not a provider. Like, and then you may have made a rash decision to be with this motherfucker and locked yourself in a marriage, or it could have been prearranged. It all depends on what region of the world you in. But when you realize that this is not what's called, no one will submit to a fool. So I just feel like when it comes to that submissive thing, it all depends on situations. They said that the outcome of it depends on the two involved, the relationship, because that traditional shit might get you fucked up. Might get you just a little bit. Might get you fucked up.
Well, submission for me, I mean, I'm looking at the definition. Listen, I'm all for teamwork, all that. And I'm looking back at the ready to conform to the authority. The thing about that is, like, when you're in a marriage, your spouse should not be your authority. Like, y'all are pretty much responsible for each other, or will of others. And then it says meekly obedient and passive, and I'm none of those. You're not going to walk over me.
Let's go to authority, right? Okay. You being a woman can be an authority based on the situation. You know what I'm saying? For y'all. So whatever is your strong point, let's say education is your strong point, right? Because that's what you work in. So I can't come in as the head because by marriage, some sacred oath said I'm the head and this is what the fuck you gonna do. But I have no fucking knowledge in the education field. But I still need to feel superior. Nah, you are the actual authority figure in that situation, and I'm gonna submit. You know what I'm saying? I have to submit, but because that's not my field. But if I'm in my field, then it needs to be reciprocity in that situation, and I think that's the only way it can work effectively. I would say that's my last 2 cents.
I think that was more like a quarter instead of 2 cents.
Oh shit! Don't be hating on my flow. It's
Mm.
I ain't promoting nobody yet. I ain't promoting no liquor yet.
Oh goodness. Well, it's been
Well, we all know if I have to promote a liquor, what it's gonna be. It's not even a
Well, hell,
surprise.
shout out to Bitches Brew then for Legba wine because it got me fucked up tonight.
and
All
also the
right.
elderberry
I was thinking Henny, because anything is possible.
wine. Mm-mm.
But
The Blitches
we can
brew.
go with your brew too.
Yeah, the elderberry wine is popping. It'll have you on X Games mode.
Not this motherfucker.
Okay, y'all. So we've been live for. I'm sorry, this piece is good. We've been live for a little over 2 hours. We're gonna go around and do some closing words. Then I'm gonna close out the show. Okay. So Johnny, you first.
Spotlight. He stuck. He stuck.
Well, I don't, I don't know. Closing words. I really enjoyed the show. True enough, I wasn't as vocal, but a lot of topics I really couldn't help but just agree with because I came through to some of the same conclusions. As far as the last topic with submissive, I just look at it as it just depends on how you view that word and your um, your approach to it. Because there's different ways that you can be submissive, and there's different ways that you know it can be transpired, if I might say. But I thank you
Okay,
guys
so
for having me.
well, you always welcome, bro. You always welcome on the show. To drop in and voice your opinions and voice how you feel. This can be therapeutic for most people. For some people, we just out here trying to make sure we speak on things that's near and dear to us because we never know where a pebble in the pond gonna resonate. You know, so thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Papa Wolf, and those were my closing words.
Well, my closing words. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We hope that you were able to voice your opinions along with us. Don't be afraid to request to join us sometimes. We're not the only ones who have opinions that we want people to hear. We want to hear from the people too. And that's the Harley 2.0 way. And always remember, somebody's gonna get it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Hey, and for all these motherfuckers out here that's trying to call motherfuckers dusty and shit, bring your ass to the circle so we can roast your dumb ass.
She said closing words. She didn't say invitations to roasting. He been
Nah, cause
waiting all night to say
We
that.
you
roasting
right.
people.
Hell yeah, we roasting people if they come in here with that dumb shit.
Oh my gosh. Um, I don't really shoot. I'm not do. I don't do well with this, but I enjoyed tonight. I've enjoyed both times. I look forward to the next. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Be more active. Give us something to talk about. Speak back to us, or you know, asked to join. We want to get everybody's perspective.
Yeah, because we're all different, but we all beautiful people. So with that, we're gonna turn it over to Miss Witt, and we'll see y'all next time.
Hi, man. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All that beautiful stuff. No, those are great closing words, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you catch the replay, thank you. Be sure to hit the like, share with a friend, subscribe, and hit that bell so that way you can be notified when we go live or when we just post and upload videos. Okay. Thank you to all who commented and chatted with us. We do appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Stay warm and wear your mask. Wear your mask. Peace out, everybody.
Everybody go all around the world. Everybody.